yeah. It's a good one. Woo! So nice. What's going on, everybody? Nick DiVirgilio here. Welcome back to Groovy Thursdays. We're at groove number 7. It's a good one today. From this man right here, one of my favorite drummers of all time, Bill Bruford. His record is Feels Good to Me, and it's the first track on the record called Beelzebub. Let's get into it. When I was a young kid, my older brother Mike turned me on to a lot of the music I really got into at a young age. From Zeppelin to Genesis to Yes to Black Sabbath to Bowie to all kinds of stuff. I really looked up to my brother, and he listened to all this cool music, and I got into the music he listened to, and then I just listened to music every day and played the drums to records all the time. My brother Mike also turned me on to this record. Bill Bruford's first solo record. It's so good. Just the way Bill plays drums, the way his touch on his kit, the tuning of his drums, it's totally unique, and I got into this record pretty deeply, and his second solo record, One of a Kind, before I really dove deep into the early Yes records. Of course, I knew those early songs, Roundabout and stuff, and I knew Bill played in the band, but boy, I didn't become just a big fan of those early records until after I just studied him a lot on this record. I mean, check out the band he had together. Dave Stewart on keyboard, amazing player. Alan Holdsworth, come on. And Jeff Berlin on bass. I mean, what a quartet. It's just mind-bogglingly, is that a word? Mind-bogglingly good. It really is. This first track, Beelzebub, I just took the first, the initial 1-bar groove. That's all this groove is today. It's 1 bar repeated over and over again. But it's cool because it's in an odd time. It's in 9/8. It's just got a nice kind of fun, skippy feel to it. If you want, I really encourage you to get into this record, into these songs, and dive into it, because it's a lot deeper than just this 1-bar groove. But if you're kind of just starting to get into your odd time signature grooves and kind of feeling some of the odd stuff, this is a really cool one to get into. So let's get into it. Now, really, there's not much to get into about this groove. There's no weird sticking. Your hi-hat hand is your hi-hat hand. Same with your snare. There's no crossovers. There's really no ghost notes. It's just kick, snare, and hat with a little bit of an open hat at the end of the bar. It's in 9/8, and it's a fast tempo. That's because I have the 8th notes at this tempo. So I have 8th notes at 280 BPM. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, and so on. Now, you can count and or feel this in the accents of the kick drum if you want to. You don't have to count out all the 8th notes. The kick drum accents go like this. 1, If that feels better for you, just do that. One thing to notice in this 1-bar pattern is that it's all in chunks of 4s or 3s. First chunk is a 3, kick, hat, hat. Then you have the first chunk of 4, kick, snare, hat, hat. Then you have 2 more chunks of 3, kick, hat, hat, and then the other chunk of 4, kick, snare, hat, hat, with the second hat being the open one. So you're playing doubles with your right hand all the time. Like that, okay? And the only other difference is that the first one, you just have the single kick. The second one, you have a kick and snare before the double. Then you have a kick and a double, and a kick and a double, and a kick and snare and a double. So it's really simple. So just try it slow. And of course, if you're left-handed, just switch what I said around. And if you're open player, just play it open. Use your normal hi-hat hand and your snare hand, and you're good to go. And other than that, it's a pretty darn simple groove. Boom, doom, cat, doom, 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 cat, doom, doom, cat, doom, 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 cat. You can do it. I know you can. It's a great groove. It's a lot of fun. It's skippy. It's fun. It's got a lot of energy to it. And again, I encourage you to check out the rest of Bruford's record and all of his solo stuff. And if you're not into everything else he's done with Yes and King Crimson and his jazz band, his music is so cool, and it's a great study for any drummer. I mean, and this is a simple 9/8 groove. He's got some other stuff that's not so simple, but again, it's so much fun to hear him play and just to get into it. As always, I encourage you to record and film yourself playing this groove, and please post it up so we can all check it out. Change it up a little bit if you want to. Get creative. It's a lot of fun. Please keep sending me more of those great suggestions. I'm amassing a really nice list now, so I'm going to have a lot of work ahead of me for the coming months, but some really cool grooves to get into. Please share this groove and this video with all your friends. I would really appreciate that as well. And join me next week for Groovy Thursdays, groove number 8. Can't wait to see you all there. Cheers, everybody.